Hey guys, this is Hamza from spotlogger.blogspot.com and this is a review of my W910i. You must have seen the unboxing video of W910i if you've been watching my videos regularly. At that video I just gave the introduction of the phone. Now that I have used this phone for quite some time, and I would like to give review and my verdict about this phone. So let's talk external. The phone is brilliant. I say in looks wise it is the most beautiful phone I have ever used. The color combination is very beautiful. Sadly my camera does not capture the full essence of this phone as there is not much light in this room, but it is a beautiful phone. The slide mechanism is just brilliant and it can go on and on without a hitch. Okay, it is a beautiful design, but is it any practical? Well, like all the cool things in the world, this is a cool phone which is not practical. Okay, like all the Sony Ericsson phones, you have the earphone right up the screen and very close to the sharp edge of the phone. So when you put this phone on your ear, it's the most uncomfortable phone I have, well, not ever used, but it is among the most comfortable phones that I have used. Like all Sony Ericsson, like the K700 or the K750, like all the Sony Ericsson phone, this is not a joy to make calls. Okay, this, if you want to make a lot of calls using the phone, you're better off with a Nokia or Samsung. This is very unergonomic. Speaking of unergonomic, I said in my earlier video that the keypad is very soft. Well, it is, but the keys are laid in such a way that they become very hard for you to use, especially if you are messaging without using the T9. It can be a real headache. Same goes for the loudspeaker. Loudspeaker quality isn't that good and it isn't that loud at all. And it's placed in a place, so when you are making call and you want to turn on the loudspeaker, your finger is on it. And even if your finger is not on it, the loudspeaker voice is so low that it is, I think it's an insult to call it a loudspeaker for your calls. It's very low. You have to put your ear on it in order to listen to it. So what's the benefit of having a loudspeaker when you have to put the phone on your ear? At least this would be more ergonomic than this one. The directional pad is okay, but it's hard as well and it's a bit small for my liking. The buttons are very small. They have to be a little bit bigger. The battery timing, however, is about, well, it's okay, but it's not super long. Under my usage, the phone worked for around 2.5 days, which I think is okay. Okay, enough about the outside. Let's move into the inside. Sony Ericsson has always been a show-off mobile phone. They have a lot of features that you wanted to show your mates, that you wanted to show off in the party or whatever, but they never been very good being a normal mobile phone. For example, while messaging, if you are not using a T9, let me just turn off the T9 here. Now you have to pay close attention. Now you can see the words appearing when I make the selection, but the timing is out. Let me just put the phone in the wide angle so you can see. Now look, there is a slight delay between the buttons that I press and the numbers that appear on the screen. That can be quite frustrating if you text a lot. Same with the contacts. When you are searching the contacts, you press a button and there is a certain delay that can be quite frustrating when using the phone during driving or during time when you are quite busy. Apart from that, you might think that this phone is slow because these features are slow. Well, you're wrong. When you move into the media section, the phone becomes lively. The menus are very beautiful, and the photo viewing is just breathtaking. Check out the animations. They are super fast and they are super cool. Of course it has accelerometer, so turn the phone. Yeah, and the image turns with it. Sadly there is no animation while using the accelerometer, which is I think a good thing, otherwise this phone will be a lot slower than it is now. Okay, so you might be wondering, this phone is very fast, so it would be good in multitasking. Well, Sony Ericsson can prove you wrong once more. Let me show you something. Turn on the music. See the performance getting slow? Well, not quite. But the messaging becomes extra slow. So this phone isn't that good in multitasking as well. And what were you expecting? This is a cheap phone, so it is a very good phone for the money, and especially if you are kind of person who just wants fun but doesn't use the messaging or calling that much. It is a good phone for the fun factor. Speaking of fun factor, it has some pretty good applications as well, which are again cool but not very practical. This is the one that makes you look like a retard. Let me show you why. Okay, you can set the instruments on the screen and they represent the direction of the shake. For instance, when you're spending your time doing this, the people around you think like that person is crazy or something. But it's a cool feature when you're enjoying with your mates. So cool but not practical. The rest of the phone is exactly like the one you have used 2 years ago. The menus are same, although a bit difficult to use than before. Here where you used to have the file manager, you have the media section, and media section is exactly like the file manager except with a bit beautiful icons and the accelerometer feature. If you want to access the old-fashioned file manager, go into the organizer and voila, you have it over here. The rest of the phone is exactly the same as the Sony Ericsson that you have used long time ago or that you've been using a while ago. So there is nothing else to review of this phone. My verdict of this phone is it's a cool phone. It has a lot of fun features, but it's not ergonomic and it's not friendly for people who do texting a lot or who makes a lot of calls. If you have any more question, visit my website spotlogger.blogspot.com. Leave a comment or subscribe to my channel for more updates on the things that I buy, or I have a huge plan to do a lot of reviews on Sony products. So subscribe, visit my channel. I'm an Google AdSense account holder, so you know what I'm asking for. This is Hamza from spotlogger.blogspot.com signing off.